So drawing from concealment, or really drawing anytime, it should be a habit. Totally concealed. Both of my hands are involved in, freeing the gun from obstruction, my coat, my shirt, my whatever I'm wearing. The offhand is easy. It's a grab and a pull. This hand, folks don't think about, but it should start with your thumb touching the seam of your pants and move up over the holster, above the gun, and then down onto the gun, getting a real good grip on the gun before it even leaves the holster. This hand, of course, is pulling whatever garment I'm wearing out of the way. From here, I pull the gun up, very high. You don't want to get caught on the holster. And from here, I rotate, or better put, I drop my elbow so the gun's in pretty close, and I can fire from here if I need to. So I have two benefits with this. One, as I mentioned, I can fire. Second, it's a lot easier to rotate, even if somebody's trying to stop my arm from doing this. I have good leverage in this position. I have an advantage. If I were to draw the gun and drive it forward, much less advantage. At that point, the gun's farther away from your body and out of your bubble of control, I guess. The second thing is, from this position, I have my hand connected to my body, or touching my body, and I have an elbow I can push out. So if I draw this a little later than I intended, or they're moving faster than I intended, and I need to use my gun, I can use my elbow to hold them at distance, and look, I've got the gun ready, and I'm able to fire from retention. So a couple mistakes I see people make. One is removing the garment from their concealment. I see people wearing a jacket, especially with IDPA. They fling the jacket back, or they pull this side, or do something fancy, and it works for that. But you're not always wearing your fishing vest on your shooting competition. Usually it's normal clothes. So when I draw, I'm doing it the same way I would normally if I were concealed carrying. That's kind of the point. The second thing I kind of mentioned already, don't drive the gun out. You want to bring it up high and then rotate. And the third thing drives me nuts. A lot of folks, especially if when you're on a timer, you're going into a two-handed shooting position, you're going to end up here, and your left hand wants to meet the gun so you can, at least in your mind, be faster to engage that target. And it kind of makes sense. But when I drop my elbow, and I push the gun out a little bit first, and I follow with my offhand. It's very easy, very, very easy. You may not even catch it unless somebody's watching you, to fly your hand with the muzzle. And for IDPA, that's a disqualifier right there. And I guess the last thing, I didn't promise this, but reholstering. It doesn't need to be some tactical thing, you bring it back to compressed ready and, look left, look right, check the bottom of your shoe. No, just stop, make sure your finger's off the trigger, and that should be habit at this point. Clear your shirt or jacket or whatever, look at your holster, very carefully reinsert.